Welcome back. And now we need to talk some sports. And you are aware that ACO 2012 is just about rounding up. And I'm sure you will agree with me that sports has become a veritable instrument of unity, not just in Nigeria, in fact, the world over. Think back to the Olympics, for instance. All those countries came together, participated, made friends, and everything. And our own sports festival is even more important to us, especially since our civil war. And before I introduce our guests, I must tell you that Delta State is ahead and the games close tomorrow.
We'll never hear the last of this now.
Don't look exasperated. Yes, my state is right up there in front. Meanwhile, I would like to welcome the Lagos State Commissioner for Youth, Sports and Social Development, who is also the Vice Chairman of the Local Organizing Committee of the Sports ACO 2012, Mr. Enitan Oshodipo. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sorry I had to scream that my state was ahead. You will please forgive me. Yes, my Commissioner for Information is here, Mr. Chike Ogea. Good morning.
Good morning.
Have you again.
Always happy to be here.
And the Commissioner for Sports for Cross River State, our own Patrick Ugbe, is here. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good to see you again after you jettisoned our profession.
Oh, well, on sabbatical.
Good to see you again. Now, let me begin with the Commissioner, sir. I understand that there were a few hitches here and there, but you were able to overcome them. How were you able to do that so fast?
Well, thank you very much. The problem with the festival is that people don't envisage the size and the numbers that come. We had, over 10,000 athletes coming into Lagos with officials, fans. So you're dealing with 25,000 people. So there's always bound to be some problems. And we'd worked with the last host, River State, and we'd planned ahead for a few of these problems. But then on the day, a few things go wrong. But thankfully, our plans came through in the end. I think by the end of the first week, we'd managed to solve most of these problems. And so far, so good.
Apart from the first 2 days, Lagos traffic felt it for the first 2 days, and thereafter, it seemed to have all gone pretty well.
Well, I think that is due to the planning of our transport people. What we'd done was the Games Village itself was situated in Yaba, around the University of Lagos and the Yaba College of Technology. And the events venues were there as well. And of course, the National Stadium and the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Surulere. So, this is a 15-minute drive, 15-minute drive, but working with our transport, traffic people, the police, I think they did a very good job in clearing, the roads. And then, of course, we were doing a lot of work with the shuttle buses, so preventing a lot of states were getting on the shuttle buses. So it is the problems, and so we're really happy about that.
Okay, your scorecard for yourself is, okay, let me ask your guests if they felt the same way. Yes, Mr. Ogea.
Sincerely speaking, I think Lagos must be giving kudos for these games. Whenever you organize tournaments of this magnitude, of course, it can be a nightmare. You're talking of security, you're talking all sorts of logistics, transport, feeding, accommodation, and from what I've seen, but I don't expect any less from Lagos. I know all of them. They're all my brothers, the commissioner here, the governor, Kwekutando, the secretary general. So these are people I've known 30 years, and I knew they would do that. I think they did well. We should commend them.
Patrick, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, well, I have told the commissioner that much. They've done quite well. It can't be like what you will see at the Olympics, but they've done quite well, very well. Hosting events of this magnitude is not an easy task. We are the next host. And
so you're here understudying.
Exactly. What we're doing, we're understudying Lagos as at now. And we already have an experience hosting global events like the mountain race, which we host annually. So we'll put that side by side, and the festival itself, which runs for 32 days, which is on now. You put that side by side, what we're learning from Lagos, and we think we'll do well. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the sports now. How is Cross River doing?
Very well.
Or how have they done?
Very well.
The game's close tomorrow.
Yeah, we've done quite well. We are currently 8th on the table We have 8 gold medals. We have 8, 12, and 18. We've done quite well. We've done better than we did the last time. And we never came with an illusion to win the festival. That wasn't the aim. Before the festival, I know each time journalists met up with me, they will say, "What is your target?" And I say, I don't set targets in terms of the number of medals you win, because when competition starts, it goes out of the window. And I think we've done well. We're in the finals of a football event. We're playing with Lagos State later today, which I hope will pick the gold medal at the expense of my colleague here. So I think the most important thing is the program that we have. We have a developmental program, which we never expected it to mature in 2012. We're looking at 2014 when we'll be hosting. That's when we'll see it come to fruition. Yeah.
Also, it's a 2-yearly
that
event.
is encouraging.
Yes, it's a
Okay.
2-yearly event.
That is
Yes.
encouraging that you actually have a plan.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll be looking at states now having plans towards the Olympics.
Well, states having plans for the Olympics, it's national that
Yeah,
will have plans for
but
the Olympics.
the
But the
people
products from each program from the
Exactly.
states will come.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We have a relatively young team here. We have young girls of 14, 16. The athlete who won the pole vault for Cross River State is a secondary school student who was a part of that program. So if he's done that much now, he'll surely improve. And by 2016, we believe he should be part of the team to Rio. Yeah.
Okay. If I could very quickly just ask Newton Oshodi, let's get the bad news out of the way, because I want us to end on a very sweet note. The bad news, in terms of the allegation of people coming with overage or all kind of allegation of mercenaries and things like that, how true is it, and what was the impact on the game?
Well, I mean, the truth is that there's always going to be controversy about this in sports. Athletes moving from one state to another for various reasons, sometimes for financial reasons. And this, you really can't stop this. But I think this festival generally, in recent years, we've had a lot of controversy. River State was really bad with that. But I think we've tried to be as fair as possible. The main organizing committee, led by Dr. Patrick Akeja, has worked very hard to try and ensure. And I think overall, we've done much better than past events. But it's something that will always crop up. And but I think a lot more states are doing more now to keep their athletes at home. Developing various programs like Patrick has alluded to get this athletes working in their own states. But I think the truth of it is that the more we work with younger athletes, then I think that's what would eventually solve this problem.
So if you dip your finger into the real issues in terms of what the allegations are, what would you say are the key ones, and what's the solution that's being found by the local organizing committee?
Well, I think it's not so much the organizing committee. I think it's the states agreeing to certain principles that can solve this problem. The rules of the festival are there. There are ways where people evade them or avoid them. But generally, I think most of the problems arise out of the financial situation of the athletes. A lot of these athletes come from a poorer background. And so any opportunity to make some money, they'll take chances. And I think that's something by developing various programs, various ways for them to earn incomes, then that's the only way we can solve this problem. Here in Lagos, we have, I think, about 420 athletes in a program where we grant them allowances to help them with their training and feeding. And I think that's just the only way we can do it.
So in
Keep them at home.
Lagos, then, where are the facilities for these young people to train?
Now, I mean, I think one of the good things that has come out of this festival is the fact that we've had to renovate some of our facilities. I mean, Lagos State has facilities everywhere. People forget that there are a lot of federal institutions here that also have these facilities, and it's, what we've been doing really is putting them to use. There's the Teslim Balogun Stadium, the National Stadium, Onikon Stadium. We have the brand new stadium at Agege as well. So we're trying to spread this all over the senatorial districts in Lagos. And I think the successes we've had in this festival is a testament to the work we've done in terms of our facilities and our training.
Okay. Now, Delta State is ahead now. They're hauling all the medals. Mr. Ogia, how did Delta State have any specific program that threw up these athletes who came here and were so good?
Actually, I think let's go from the fundamentals that got us where we have. It's not just about the program. And I was just teasing them when I saw them outside. I said they should talk to their colleague, Amaju Pinnick. He will tell them exactly about this development, because we've been doing it for so long. But first things first, I think what my governor did, because he has a passion for sports, and this goes into the key of our human capital development, which is part of our 3-point agenda, talking about Delta beyond oil. We want to diversify our economy. We know sports is big business now. So what he decided to do as the first thing was that, as against just appointing a commissioner like any of us here, he took to the House of Assembly a bill seeking for them to promulgate a law for a commission. That commission to be run by a board, a chairman and members, and to have a term tenure. I mean, a certain tenure, I think it's 5 years or 4 years, I'm not sure. And what that does is that it stabilizes, we political appointees. Tomorrow we could be walking out of this place and you hear there's been a cabinet reshuffle. I mean, the last time I saw this man at a meeting we went for all the commissioners together in the country, commissioners of information, he was there. He was actually in Calabar. Now he's commissioner for sports. Yeah, he might not even be there at all, But what that has done is that, so they can now sit down and develop, a program which the governor painstakingly developed with them. And I know this started from a long time ago, maybe 2007. We had like a Catch Them Young kind of program. Remember from the old Bendel State when we had Afuze, we had like a town that was like a games town where we were developing talents. That is the kind of thing we're doing again. The stadia in Warri, in Sapele, there's one in Asaba, which, we're still going to develop as well. And then we start getting these homegrown talents. And like I said, because it is, Delta has this rich culture of having provided so many young talents for Nigeria over the years, whether it's football, whether in athletics. And that was why a while ago we also had this summit. It was a sports summit where the who in who, it was in Asaba. I think about 2 months ago, Paul Bassi, Aisha Falode, all of them, they were all in Delta. And they had a position paper which I think was taken to Abuja, based on what we've been doing, which I think the federal government is going to key into, because I think it was really embarrassing that in this last Olympics, a country as blessed and rich as Nigeria, 160 million people, we could not even come back with 1 bronze medal. That was really terrible. And I think, look at what's going on now. We are the only states to have hit 3 digits, because I think at the last count we're about 100 gold medals now, 85 silver medals, and still counting, And the difference is clear. You can, it's just Delta and the rest.
Oh, yeah.
So they need to come to us.
Rub it in.
Yeah, but we'll give them, like I said to them, they talk to Amaju, he will give them the.
Yeah.
Chike, I'm sorry for you when you step out of this too.
No, they are my guys. No problem.
So if we want to look at Cross River State, one of the things that we know all around the world is that kids from the age of about 4, they're beginning training to enable them go into gymnastics, into football, into all kind of sports. What is Cross River State doing in terms of development, not just from secondary school level, but from primary school?
Well, thank you very much.
Just before you answer, let's quickly take a phone call.
Okay.
We've got Ola, who's calling in from Ijeda, Lagos State. Ola, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, gentlemen?
Good.
I want to congratulate the Commissioner for Lagos State, Kenny Township, for a very successful event. I just want to advise that you should look into Ijeda end of Ikorodu. You see, we have a lot of swimmers there. The lagoon there is something you can put to use. Because I'm not particularly happy that Lagos State is surrounded by water, and yet Delta will come and take all the medals, all the gold medals in swimming.
Yes,
So I want you to look into that towards the next national sports issue.
Okay, thank you, Ola.
Thank
You made your point. You want Lagos to develop some
Okay.
swimmers.
Yes.
Mr. Commissioner, Lagos is surrounded by water. How come Lagos has no swimmers?
No, we do actually, but we've been running a developmental program for a long time now, and when I came into office last year, I did promise that by this year we'll start to see the fruits of this development. Chike is right when he talks about the program in Delta, especially swimming. This is something we concede to them. Very strong swimming team, not just a strong swimmer, but they've come with a whole raft of strong swimmers, and they're taking advantage of their natural resources, and we will do the same. Ijeda is a good area for us in Lagos. It's one of the centers for boxing as well. I think we've come first in the boxing event with 8 gold medals, and it shows the kind of work we're doing in different areas in Lagos. But swimming is something that if you're going to win the National Sports Festival, there are 32 gold medals there. You really have to do well in swimming, and I think we've done okay. A lot of we're very proud of our team. A lot of them are still in secondary school, young swimmers, which is what the country needs. So, yeah, looking towards Calabar now. We've done very well so far, but I think Calabar is where
So
I think
you beat Delta in swimming. Calabar.
well, we with the work we're doing, we're not in doubt. We're not in doubt at all.
Okay.
So
It
let's
shows
hear
there will be,
Patrick.
it shows there will be
Points,
very stiff competition when
Yes.
we converge in
In
Calabar for the
Calabar.
Paradise Games.
So
You,
the
you know, I
point
was
you were
going to
trying
say
to make
that
with
it's very
children.
key to have a CEO, a governor who has a passion for sports, one who sees sports beyond mere recreation, who sees it as an empowerment tool for the youths, who sees it as a means of taking the youths away from the streets. Okay, and that is what my governor sees sports as. And we started this development program, which I was talking
course,
of,
as business.
just as business, serious business, a couple of years ago. And what it entails is going to the nooks and crannies of the state and discovering young, raw talent from the ages of 8, 9, 10, 11, and taking them into a program which we call a comprehensive sports development program. And it's very key to pin it on the educational system, because sports without education, you can't succeed. It must be run side by side, the educational system, so that they get some form of educational training as well. And we have 6 centers of excellence in the state where we send these discovered talents to, where they are groomed in their different areas of specialization in sports. And we are beginning to see the results of this program.